Hola, ¿qué tal? Shalom, buenas tardes, o si no, más bien, buena noche. Eh, yo quiero compartir algo que me tiene un poco de, ¿cómo se puede decir? Disturbed, ¿verdad? En inglés, disturbed quiere decir eh, algo muy estorboso, ¿verdad? Me ha dejado con la boca abierta, mejor dicho, que me dejó la boca abierta. Bueno, eh, antes de nada, el hermano Christian Bariro hizo un video sobre esto de las piedras que están por allá, por alrededor del Perú o en Chile, yo no sé en qué parte es. Número uno, eh, yo no estoy diciendo que Chris Bariro está equivocado o que él es un mentiroso. Ningún momento no me ponga mi palabras que no están en mi boca, ¿ok? Yo no dije que Christian está enseñando una mentira. Si el hombre está enseñando una foto y yo para mí, él lo cree que esas fotos son reales. Y el hermano, mi amigo dice que como rayos hicieron esto. Pero a mí, sinceramente, a mí me cuesta creer estas cosas, lo que se está sucediendo en diferentes países, ¿verdad? Eh, y hay que tener mucho cuidado porque cuando Elohim dijo que iba a enviar algo fuerte para que crea la mentira. Y esto que hace que trae disturbo y puede, ¿cómo es? Caer de la fe. ¿Entiendes? Y yo creo que yo no lo estoy diciendo que Cristian Marido está mintiendo. Él está enseñando una foto que no fue creado por él, sino que está enseñando una foto y cree que es verdad. Pero para él es verdad que él cree que estas cosas son reales. Pero hay que tener mucho cuidado y eso tiene que tener mucha investigación. ¿Ok? Yo quiero que escucha este video, ¿verdad? Lo que este muchacho dice es inglés. ¿Ok? Escúchame este video. Escucha.
Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be debunking ancient aliens and all of the so-called evidence they put out there. We're going to go through the greatest hits of so-called evidence of extraterrestrial life and debunk it relatively quickly. The first thing right off the bat here is that this is some of the dumbest stuff I have ever run across, okay? The reason why it's so dumb is because it only takes but a few seconds to fact check something. We live in the modern era here. We have fact checkers. We have Google. It doesn't take very long to Google this and to find out that none of it is real. Okay. The other problem, and why would I care about a conspiracy theory of a bunch of people who aren't very bright? The problem here is I want you to think about this. The overriding theme, one of the overriding themes of ancient alien or ancient astronaut theory, is that the people they're visiting are incapable of creating something interesting, or any sort of accomplishment could not have occurred without the help of aliens, right? Now, when we look at the locations on a map, right, where these events, right, they're saying aliens have intervened to help people, and the people they're helping, they're all people of color. Okay, that's the first, it's a really big red flag there, okay? They're all people of color, right? They're undermining people building pyramids in Mesoamerica. They're undermining the Egyptians who built pyramids. They're undermining any accomplishments anyone might have that is of color. And the reason they're doing this is obviously for racial theorization means, right? They want you to believe that people of color are invalids and are incapable of creating anything. How do we realize that? It's rather simple. When we look at our map, right, all these places, these alien conspiracies are occurring where these people needed help. They're all people of color, right? You don't see this in Europe. You don't see people questioning how the Greeks could have built the Colossus of Rhodes, or the Lighthouse of Alexandria, or the Parthenon, or how the Romans built the Colosseum, etc., etc. No one's questioning that. These theorists aren't questioning that. They're only questioning the accomplishments of the people of color, right? So that should be your first big red flag here. And we're going to see this throughout. The biggest debunker of ancient alien theory is that the ancient people themselves aren't writing about ancient aliens. Okay, we've done numerous videos, right? Dragons, werewolves, vampires, demons, ghosts, etc. Hell, even leprechauns, right? Or fairies. People love writing about this stuff. If there were ancient alien encounters, these people would eat that up. You would see all these people writing about them, okay? They would be writing, they would love to write about ancient aliens. The reason they're not writing about them is because ancient aliens haven't been visiting them. One, that's the first reason. The second reason is the thought hasn't even occurred to them, okay? They have no concept of the idea of people from outer space, right? That concept has not even occurred to them yet, okay? And obviously that would have occurred if there were spacemen visiting them, right? Or UFOs or aliens, okay? The idea of creatures from space is not, it's not part of their world. It really isn't. They're far more too concerned with what's going on around them and potential boogeymen hiding in the caves or the trees, etc., to be worried, to even be thinking about boogeymen from outer space, right? Let's take a look at some of these images they want you to believe are of aliens. This one is a relief here. They claim this is an alien in the relief. You zoom in closer. Ta-da! It's a vase containing a plant, right? You know, this one was actually featured on the show Ancient Aliens, which obviously, right? Do you want to be getting your information from this guy? Probably not, right? So the show is not educational, it is anti-educational. Everything on there is fake. This one here, which has been making the rounds, I spotted this one recently. They want you to believe those are two aliens there. You know, those are some aliens. Until we zoom in, once again, all we have to do is zoom in. We can see that it's actually a moth, just like all the other moths in the rest of the painting. Pumpa Punka is our first example here. It is an ancient Bolivian city made of sandstone and clay. The ancient alien theorists would have you believe that it's made of granite and diorite. They would have you believe that granite and diorite cannot even be cut without ancient alien assistance, as in they needed a diamond-tipped saw, or they needed a laser beam power tool, or a diamond-tipped power tool in order to cut granite and diorite. First thing with that is that's completely false. You can cut it with a copper saw, okay? I'm going to try not to scream. I'm going to try not to yell. This level of stupid can infuriate me. But I'm going to try to compose myself. A copper saw can cut granite, okay? It can. But that's, frankly, it's irrelevant because these Bolivians, they built it out of sandstone, right? The buildings are made of sandstone. Why in the hell can't the ancient Bolivians make a freaking city? Why can't they make buildings? I mean, I want you to really think about this. Why in the hell can the Bolivians not make a freaking building? Okay, because there's nothing that extraordinary about this building. Okay, if the Greeks can make a building, if all the white people can make buildings, okay, the ancient Bolivians can make a building, okay, without the aliens doing it for them. Okay, it's so absurd. You know, this idea that these Bolivians would require alien assistance to build their little city. I'm trying not to scream. if ancient aliens were coming to visit the Bolivians and help them build their city would probably look better than other cities. It doesn't, okay? It's not more impressive than Athens or Rome or any of these other places, okay? So it's a bit ridiculous, all right? So if a superior intelligence is coming to assist, they would probably make something better than what humans can do. And clearly, the example of this city, while it's a great accomplishment and it's nice, it's not any better than anywhere else in the world, right? Um, They would have you believe flying saucers picked up the stones and moved them into place. That's just absurd. You can even see the grooves in the large stones where chiseled in the large stones where ropes were supposed to be to help pull them. They'll tell you that this city is from 13,000 BC. It's not. Archaeologists have dated to the 15th century AD. Moving on to Egypt. These people would have you believe that the pyramids are made of granite. They love doing this. It's not made of granite. Say it with me. Sandstone. Okay, sandstone. They would have you believe these blocks are too heavy to be moved by humans and that they were moved via UFOs, flying saucers. If only the ancient Egyptians had told us how they moved these blocks. If only their art depicted how they move the blocks. Oh, wait, it does. All right, the ancient Egyptians themselves tell us how they moved these blocks. And they didn't have to move the blocks hundreds or thousands of miles. They they built their pyramids right next to their sandstone quarries, right? Their sandstone mines, okay? Why? Because they're not idiots, right? This idea that the Egyptians are idiots and they're not going to build it right next to the mine, and they'd rather cart something 1,000 miles. Okay, this never happened. All right, the Egyptians are smart. They're building their pyramids next to the sandstone mines they're using to build the pyramids out of. All right. Again, ancient people were not stupid. All right, I really want to get this through your head here. Ancient people were not stupid. In fact, if you believe in this ancient alien stuff, ancient people were actually smarter than you are now. Seriously. I'm serious, okay? Ancient people were not stupid, all right? I've spent my life studying these people. They're not idiots, okay? They can build a freaking building, and they can certainly build a pyramid. A pyramid is not, doesn't acquire that a high level of understanding of architecture, right? You don't need base beams, you don't need supports, you don't have to worry about these things. You're literally just stacking blocks on top of each other. It's a self-sustaining structure, and you don't have to have much knowledge of architecture to build something like that, okay? It's more in the manual labor. Again, if the Greeks and Romans could build enormous buildings without being undermined and questioned, without having alien intervention, then the Egyptians or any person of color could do so as well. Medieval paintings that look like UFOs. I'll admit, this got me for a second. I was like, oh, this could be something going on here. Guess what I did? You're not going to believe it. I did a Google search. Yeah, it's that easy. What? How did you do that? I typed it in my phone. I found the truth. This is so easy to debunk, it's ridiculous. Medieval paintings that contain images that look like UFOs. The Byzantines enjoyed using the sun and the moon in their art, okay? That's why a lot of times you'll see flanked by the sun, the moon on either side of whatever painting here. They are depicting the sun and the moon. Have you not heard of the man on the moon? Okay, we see lone aliens, UFOs, in these paintings as well. This is depicting an angel, okay? If you've ever read the Bible, if you know of the nativity story of Jesus' birth, you'll know that an angel comes to visit a shepherd, and a shepherd and his dog. And well, what do we have here of the virgin birth here? We have a UFO up there, right, which is actually an angel, and then we have down here, oh look, the shepherd and his dog looking up at the angel. Okay, not that hard to figure out. The reason it's in a circle is because of the circle of angels. We'll look at this picture here. This is the Annunciation to Mary. Look closely up here. We can see their little heads, right? This is a circle of angels, and this laser, right, is supposed to represent the Holy Spirit coming down to impregnate Mary. This evidence here is supposed to be, it's a globe that depicts the Earth, right? Ancient alien theorists will argue it's actually a spacecraft, and that the people in the Middle Ages thought the Earth was flat. People today that think the Earth is flat are very unique, because they might be the only people in history to actually believe the Earth was flat, okay? Nobody in the Middle Ages thought that. No one thought that, okay? Even in ancient Greece, no one thought the Earth was flat, okay? Moses even describes the Earth as a sphere in the Bible, okay? So it's, everybody knows the Earth is round, okay? And this is a globe, it's not a spacecraft. Baalbek, the city of Baalbek. This one loves to get attention. An ancient city devoted to Baal, a god or deity of child sacrifice. Ancient alien theorists believe that in the city, the ruins of a foundation of a temple was actually an ancient alien landing pad. Guys, you figure this one out? It's the ruins of a temple. Okay? If ancient aliens were giving the Canaanites alien technology, they probably wouldn't have got their asses beaten down by the Hebrews. Now, would they? Crystal skulls, not real. This is stupid. Scientists have done tests on every single one of the crystal skulls. All of them were determined to be fake. British and American archaeologists in the 1800s, early 1900s, they were under so much pressure to, I guess, have a discovery, they decided to manufacture their own. Again, they've all been tested and confirmed to be fakes. Mitchell Hedges, the discoverer of the first crystal skull, was a renowned liar and was sued many times for libel. He has 20 different stories of how he found the crystal skull, including in one of his letters he tells a friend that he bought it at an auction in England, right? The thing is fake. Nazca lines. These are not an alien airport or alien runway or a symbol for where aliens should land their spaceships. You know how I know this? Because I'm not an idiot. The Nazca people heavily worshipped animal deities, not alien ones. And if there were aliens or UFOs interacting with them, they would be worshipping them, right? Just like you say they would. Except they're not. They're worshipping fucking animals, okay? Excuse the language. They're worshipping animal gods, okay? Nazca lines, therefore, are not surprisingly a depiction of animals, right? The lines were created by people walking on religious pilgrimage in the shape of their animal god, right? Over time, these trails would get worn down and brush cutted, and you have trails that can be seen from the sky. Not hard to do, okay? It's not hard to walk in the shape of an animal. All right. Anukai could. This might be the dumbest one. Anukai. The word Anukai means princely or the offspring of Anu. All right, the father god. Now, ancient alien theorists will tell you that Anukai means those coming from the sky. Their translation is completely false. All Sumerian scholars agree that the term Anukai means princely. The imbecile who wrote these books, spreading lies, mistranslated most of the Sumerian words in his book, actually. There is no text stating that the Anukai flew around or use vehicles in the sky. Again, I will repeat that. There is no Sumerian text or any other text in existence that talks about anukai doing any such thing. Not going to talk about it anymore. It's too dumb. This picture here represents the anukai, right? They want you to believe that the anukai can be spotted from all over the world. In fact, these are all depictions of, these are all from Assyria, okay? They are all from that area. This isn't a god that's popping up in other places. All these pictures here are from Assyria, and they're actually not even depicting the anukai. They're depicting a type of genie. The idea of a god coming down from the sky to sleep with women in order to, oh my god. Ancient alien theorists would have you believe that the Greek gods, right, there are legends and myths of the Greek gods coming down and sleeping with people, right? Ancient alien theorists would have you believe that the Greek gods were actually aliens coming down to artificially inseminate women to create a breed of humans who have alien DNA. Then why are all the Greek gods depicted as humans? Okay. If aliens are coming down and molesting people, they would probably not look like humans, right? They probably wouldn't be shown as humans. And so they believe their gods to look like humans, right? If they were actually having alien encounters, they would believe them to look, I don't know, like an alien or something other than a human, right? Also, if these Greek gods were coming down to Earth to artificially inseminate people, they wouldn't be raping males, right? And they are raping males, right? Leander, one of them, right? Hermaphrodite, that's a scary story. They're all these are just some of the men who are being raped by the gods, or are molested, forcibly made love to by the gods. Okay, this counts into the idea that aliens are coming around and they're visiting people and gifting people technology. Now they want you to believe that certain people are being visited by aliens and others aren't, and that aliens are the idea of God, where that stems from. Why on earth does everywhere across the planet, right, have an idea of God or a religion or a deity, right? And why are they all so different? Okay, so if aliens were coming and visiting people and they're being worshipped as gods or whatever, then everybody on the planet would be encountering aliens, right? And if aliens give everybody technology like Santa Claus, then everybody would have a lot of great technology, and you wouldn't have some people who are more, technologically advanced than others. We know that's not true, right? I would hope. So, you would also have an instance where if all these aliens are coming to visit all these different people, you would have similarities in what they're telling them, right? And there are none. Okay, we talk about the pyramids. The pyramids in Mesoamerica and the pyramids in ancient Egypt. You have two radically different religions, right? Over here, okay, they're going to be ripping people's hearts out of their chest.
Wow,
and
este muchacho es inteligente.
Okay, and then over in Egypt, it's much more docile, a completely different idea of what God is, what the gods are, what religion is, all that stuff, and that it doesn't involve human sacrifice. Okay, so two extremely different religions. Okay, so if the aliens visited each of these people, you wouldn't have such a different religion taking place in each of these places, much less all across the world. You wouldn't have some religions that are good, some that are evil, some that believe in human sacrifice, some that believe in cannibalism, some that believe in mercy, etc., etc., etc. Ancient people were not idiots. Okay, that's really key. Now, few people, ancient alien theorists, no one's claiming that the accomplishments of the Greeks and of the Greeks and the Romans and the British and the French and the Portuguese are linked to ancient aliens, right? They're only undermining people of color, the accomplishments of people of color, right? Because they're trying to disseminate a message of racial theory, okay? They're using ancient aliens as a cover to send you this nefarious message, okay? The idea that people of color are idiots, that they were ever idiots, is so offensive, first of all, but it's just so incredibly wrong, right? And so there are multiple reasons not to fall for this stuff. One, it's really stupid, right, guys? It's really stupid. Number two is they're trying to send you the subliminal racist message in all of their little fairy tales here. Okay, they want you to have the idea of alien DNA or some kind of thing to make one race look superior to another. We see this in theozoology, right? One of the founders of Nazism, Lars Liebenfels, is going to use ancient aliens to propose this theory here that the Aryans or the Germans were created by aliens via electricity, right? And they're somehow superior to everyone else. We see this with white supremacists as well, to use other white supremacist groups, modern ones, to use the idea of alien DNA to seen as a corrupter, as in the Jews have alien DNA and they're up to no good and they're trying to take over the world because they're not really human, right? They're trying to dehumanize their enemy or the people they're being racist against, right? With black supremacists, we'll often see the idea that Europeans were, well, first of all, they'll say that Europeans are technologically superior, and the reason why is because of ancient aliens, okay? So we have all these different supremacy groups playing all these different games, and they're all very interested in racial theory, right? It's never just about aliens. It's always somehow links back to race and racial theory, okay? This is bad stuff, guys. Stay the hell away from ancient alien and ancient astronaut theory, okay? Number one reason, they're trying to turn you into one of them. They're trying to make you somehow racist and encode you with all these weird-ass messages. Number two, folks, people are going to think you're an idiot, okay? And I'm saying this to help you. If you believe in this stuff, people are going to think you're an idiot, all right? And they're going to be laughing about you behind your back for the rest of your life, okay? I'm just being honest with you at this point, okay? I really hope you consider what I have said and take it to heart and really stop and think about the evidence I presented. I'm going to link a video if you all are interested in it, and this is how nice I'm being here, because I actually care about you guys. I'm not going to link a video on my channel. There is a wonderful fellow who's done a video on debunking ancient aliens, and he dives much, much further into it. And so please, if you're interested in more of this, look into him. And guys, sincerely, it only takes a few seconds to do a Google search to debunk all of this. I wish you all the best. I wish you a speedy recovery. If you're suffering from this, you have been brainwashed, and I really hope this was a wake-up call and somehow helped some of you in some way. Okay? There is no conspiracy of academia or of educated people or anything like that to try to hide real history or anything along those lines. It's just silly, okay? I'm only saying this to help you, okay? All right. See you in the next video. Thank you.
Wow, este muchacho me abrió un poco la mente, me abrió los ojos y vuelvo te lo repito, yo no estoy diciendo que Christian Marido es un mentiroso nada de eso, solamente que yo pienso que hay que tener cuidado con lo que nosotros vemos en el internet, esas fotos y cosas así. Bueno, Dios le bendiga a todos.